Well, a great big good morning to everybody. Welcome to Thursday, March 31, last day of the month, 2022. And I'll tell you, where is this year going? Alrighty. It doesn't look to me like a lot changed over the night. Here is the SPY chart. This little magenta color, I guess. Good morning, Doug. How's it going? It's a little magenta color here. That's just showing that it's real time this morning. You can see this little trend we've got kind of working here. And you can see that we're just kind of slowly heading down. Nothing's caving in. I'll certainly have some concerns if we get below this line, which is just simply this high of this candle. And I'll be a little bit more concerned if we get through this area here. You've got the 200 period moving average right here too. So, you know, a little pullback is normal. That's the way bullish charts work. Right now, it just kind of looks like we're just moving sideways here, just like this. My trend line, I do this probably more times than say price, but I'll use the T line or maybe the Trendicator here. And that's all I've done. I've just kind of connected what I think might be pretty good here. And I like to lay it just below the T line, just like that. It's not that I'm looking for that as support or anything like that. It's more of a guideline. I'm looking at price is what I'm looking at. All the support in the world doesn't mean squat unless price agrees with it. The same thing with resistance. So these are just guidelines for me. That's it. Overall, I'm going to watch price and just see what price does here. So that's all it really is. Qs, kind of the same thing. You know, we're right here at the 200 period moving average right now. So truthfully, if you go back and you look through thousands of charts, it doesn't have to be a thousands, but that's what makes a better trader. You can look at just as many charts as you feel like you want to. When price gets to the 200 period moving average, whether it's coming from below up or from above down, it's very common to see price just kind of slow down there. Just take it easy, take a breath, look around the corner. Which way is it going to go? So this is pretty normal right here, especially after this big run that we've had. I think it's pretty normal. FNGU. FNGU is over the 50 period moving average. You can see that we're just having that little bit of a pullback here. We'll see what happens. T-line sitting right there right now. We'll see what happens to this today. 200 period moving average is right here. Again, a trend up and a pullback is pretty normal. So far, I don't see anything that I'm going to be concerned about. As we talked about yesterday, toward the end of the day in the room, I'm following the chart. I know there's a lot of, you know, gas prices are rising. I went grocery shopping the other day, had a heart attack. They had to pick me up off the ground. It was so expensive. No, not really. Look, I get all that, but we trade the charts. We don't trade what happens 6 months from now or going to happen 6 months from now. We don't trade what's going to happen 45 days from now. We trade the charts. So let's just follow the trend, follow price action, be a chartist. Be a chartist. To take the words, I think, from Doug there, be a chartist. What else? Let's look at UNGY. Oh, yeah, that's not it. UVXY, excuse me. There we go. UVXY is still down here in the bottom. Is it preparing to move up? It could be. I don't particularly see a buy signal here at all. I just see price still moving in a downtrend. Price maybe thinking about it. I will say that I think price is getting a little too far away from the Trendicator there. It's not from the T line, not at all, but it is from the Trendicator. So we could see a little move up. and that would cause a little pressure in the market. So we'll watch this. This could be a quick little trade, perhaps. Quick little trade for somebody. But right now, until we put in a reasonably good candle, and until we have follow through, I don't think I want to be a bottom picker here. We don't need to, take risk buying in this area, because if we just watch the charts, if we allow the bulls to come up, allow it to take a breather, and the breather, I mean, it doesn't have to be any more than overnight. If the bulls run up in one day, we could draw a line on that candle, and then if we see follow through, then this becomes that tradable bottom. And the difference between here and here is you can actually put a trend in there. Very short-term trend, but you could put a trend. And then you would have, let me get rid of all that. And then you would have, let's just make one candle. And then we'll put that in there like that. There we go. And then we'll move up. There we go. Now you have something you can work with, in my opinion. Like I said, that trend here, you could put a trend in there. And then you've got the bearish, I'm sorry, bullish, the bullish candle that kicked it off, or maybe multiple candles. It might take more than one. That we move over the T line. This is that black gray line right here. Now we have something where we're off the bottom, and we're not trying to be bottom picking. For anyone listening out there, you know that we're not big on the bottom picking. That's a dangerous game to play right there. So a lift off the bottom, show that support, show buyers are still coming in, and that might give us something right there. And then we'll just start looking at profit target areas for that. Anyway, there we go for UBXY, one of the VIX tools. Let's come over here. I've got a kind of a mixture of some longs and some shorts here. I'm not going to get through all 13, make that 11. We're adding to the watch list. So if you run over to the blog on the home page, just click on the Hit Run Candlesticks blog. You'll see a nice article there that's put out every single day, every single morning. Check below, you'll see the trade ideas. While you're there, check out the Right Way Options blog. Every morning there is a article about the market, and just both different articles on both blogs there. So please check both of those out. What else? What am I also thinking here? Oh, I want to talk about my attitude this morning. So I get up, I watch CNBC. I listen to some news. I go to my phone. I look at some financial news. What's going on out there? I see that Biden is planning to open up some of the reserve oil. OPEC is sticking to its normal activity, its plan, things like that. So I know what some of the news is out there, but it's not going to change my mind about trading the chart. So here's my idea about the chart today. We have three directions we could trade. One, sideways, up, down, sideways, or down. You can be long and short in here. You could be short here. We also have days where, and I know I harp on this maybe a bit too much, but I truly believe the number one problem with traders is not finding charts. I don't think there's a problem with entering charts. I do not think there's a problem with taking profits. I do not think there's a problem with everybody being a very, very good trader. Really, if you follow just a small handful of rules, I mean a small handful too, okay? A little kid's handful. Doesn't have to be big. And if you have 1, 2, maybe 3 strategies that you work with, then there is no reason that you don't make money, except two reasons. One, we let our losses get too doggone big. That's one right there. You solve that problem and you've solved just about all your problems in trading. The second is we just don't know when to stop trading. We just don't know when. It's a human nature thing, you know. We go to the grocery store. There's a normal size Hershey bar, and then there's a king size Hershey bar. You know, if we would just buy the normal size Hershey bar, things might not be so bad. But you buy the king size Hershey bar, and you're going to get fat. It's just the way it is. You got to know when to not eat the king size Hershey bar. Just like trading. Is this really your jam right here? I mean, is this what you want to trade at this moment? Is this the market you want to go out there and just start entering? I better get going over here. You know, do you want to start entering charts like MQ? I think MQ here, up over about 1205 there. I think that's a nice looking trade, and I'll be looking for targets up into this area right here. Space, look at space. That's a nice chart, but do you have to trade it? When you're looking at charts, it's not always about this particular chart. It's also about what the overall market is doing. The overall market. So you just have to decide, is this your day to trade right today? Just like yesterday, you had to decide, well, is yesterday the day you want to trade? And I'm not saying you can't sit there in front of your computer, but monitor what you have. Keep track of what you have. You know, every day, spend time doing a little bit of education. And by the way, education for me is looking through charts. Thousands of charts. Just look through charts. It's all you got to do. That's amazing education. Anyway, sorry. I'll quit dragging on here. So space is looking pretty good here. I love charts that do this sort of thing, where we rally up. You can see we got sideways right here. That's consolidation. Any one of those days, except for maybe this one and this one, could have been bought. Those are not the two candles that I buy on. I don't buy dojis and I don't buy negative candles. But any one of these other open body days certainly could have been bought. You could be in the money. Nice. Looking good here. So is this the buy for somebody? Could be. You know, a breakout here could be. I don't know how today's going to end up. I can't predict how that's going to happen. But everything's starting to work out. You've got a nice trend. I'm simply using the Trendicator right here. I think we have nice target areas up there. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. It really, really is. Decide if this is the best day for you to trade. Keep those losses to a minimum. Fox A, I'm looking at this as a possible short. You can see how we've been making a high, a lower high, and a lower high. We do have the 200 period moving average here, but there's nothing to say that can't make a little money to right there. And if we break through, the potential, the downside is there right now. NIO is a long trade here. Do this. Rounded bottom breakout, typical target area. You can see Trendicator's trending. That's what I'm looking for. Trendicator's trending. And now what I'm going to look for is a buy in this area right here. It could be on a breakout. I can't predict what today's going to do. Cannot do that. So I'm going to watch price. It could be on that breakout there. It could be on a bullish candle today. Could be a bullish candle today and maybe a breakout tomorrow or Monday. So I want to plan my trade in here. I want to plan my entry. Trade smart. Buy close. Decide where you want your stop. You know, you look at a chart like this. Decide where you want your stop. Your stop should be somewhere around where you might see some support. You want to buy close to that. If you end up buying up here, say like this, and truly there's no problem buying up here. Not today, I wouldn't, but over here, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You can't use that as your stop. That's too far down. So you have to find a stop in here. Again, just simply use, well, that was poorly done on my part, wasn't it? Let's just come over here. There you go. Something like that. If that is affordable for you. BBWI, Bed Bath and Beyond. Bed Bath Beyond. This chart here, this to me has two ways it can go. Actually, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, this chart has two ways it can go, and I'm looking at this both long and possibly short. Do something like that. So, Bed and Bath Beyond. This could be a dying kind of thing here, or it could be one of those charts that could pop right up. It's one of those that's heavily shorted, and so you have to watch it. But just because it's heavily shorted doesn't mean that you're going to get that buy signal and then rip all the shorts face off. Doesn't mean that at all. You want to watch this. We are setting up right now for here we are down, here we are up. If this starts to fail, see the chart pattern that we're putting in now? That would be a bearish chart pattern. On the other hand, this thing starts to pop up, and I just might have to take a look at that. Remember, it's one of those stocks that's heavily shorted. So if the bulls start to move in this, and if they really start to do something, then what happens is those shorts start to cover, and that could really pop it up. So DKNG, I like what DKNG is doing here. This line right there, that represents the inverted head and shoulders that I'd be looking at. So a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder here. And here we've broken out. So we rallied up, we consolidated, we've broken out. We're at that rounded bottom breakout now. This right here is a rounded bottom breakout. And then we'll watch for that buy if the market overall is acceptable. If the market's not acceptable, then I don't want to be buying. This is one of the things that is so important with trading. It's not all about this chart. What is the overall market doing? You've got to take that into consideration. And is the market doing what you want it to be doing? Does it complement this chart, or is it the opposite of this chart? Is the overall market going to fight you here? You don't want that. That's no good. All right. That's about the end of my time here, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thanks for letting me just kind of go on. I appreciate it. Remember to check the blog out. You can pick up the rest of the watch list. By the way, oh yeah, somebody asked me this yesterday, and I apologize I didn't get to answer you. I made a note of it. So I have a watch list I use with live trading alerts. And what I do is I put my watch list on this. And I have this set up, a basic trap is what I'm looking for. A bullish candle, I want a rising, I'm guessing that's 17, yeah, 17. I'm using a double trap here. This one is a 3 in the 8. This is the 3 in the 10 simple. A trap can be what you make it. So I'm throwing a net around things that have pulled back inside an area. So I look for the same old chart pattern, and I take charts that come up, that I talk about in the mornings. Maybe Tom or Mike there, or Fred, Brad, Julie. Maybe they throw out a stock during the day. If I like that stock, I'll come over here and flag it. Sometimes during the day, I'll copy all my flag stocks to this list, sometimes at night. And that's mostly where I trade from, is from a watch list. So I take these charts that I like. Nothing, believe me, I'm not suggesting all these charts are going to be winners. I wish. It's not going to happen. And I put them here, and then I wait for that setup right here from Live Trading Alerts. All right, now I'm really late. We'll see you guys later, okay? Be back right here at the open. Thank you so much.